What is up YouTube, IDM here, and welcome back to another video. So this is just a friendly reminder to save your iOS 14.6 blobs before Apple is not signing it anymore. Now I want to explain blobs a little bit because people get very confused what blobs do, what they're for, but basically they let you restore your iPhone to an unsigned version of iOS. So this allows you to upgrade or downgrade or even restore your current version even if it's not being signed by Apple. Now, for those of you that do not have a computer and do not plan on ever getting a computer, blobs are probably not going to be useful for you because in order to use these blobs, you need a computer to be able to use FutureRestore. So if you're saving your blobs and you don't have a computer and you never plan on getting a computer, then you don't really need to save your blobs. You'll never be able to do this. But if you maybe plan on getting a computer at some point, then definitely start saving your blobs. And of course, if you do have a computer, save your blobs. As we go through this, I will be doing videos showing you guys, how to upgrade in versions to an unsigned version and stuff like that. So it's gonna get crazier. So I just want to remind you guys every version of iOS to save these blobs because we don't know exactly which versions of iOS 14 are going to be useful. Now, when you save blobs, it saves the blobs for the current signed versions of iOS. So Apple is signing 14.7 and 14.6 currently. So when you save blobs, it will save them for those two versions. You cannot go back and save blobs for unsigned versions. So once these are in red, they are dead and you can no longer save blobs. But if you have blobs for them, as long as the SEP and the baseband are compatible, you can downgrade to these older versions. Like I said, the only thing that's required is the SEP and the baseband are compatible, which is super cool. So if I had blobs saved for 14.3 for this device, unfortunately I don't, but if I did, I could upgrade my iPhone to 14.6 and then use FutureRestore to downgrade back to 14.3 if I wanted. Or I could use FutureRestore to upgrade. So since I have blobs saved for 14.5, when the time comes, I can upgrade my iPhone from 14.3 up to 14.5. So it's super useful. Now there's a few different ways you can save your blobs. You can use system info, which I really like that method. That might be my new method in which I save blobs. I did a video on that just a couple days ago, so I'll leave the video link in the description. Another alternative is TSS Saver. I'll leave the repo for this in the description. Just click Save Blobs and open URL and you can see all the blobs you have saved. So here are all the blobs that I have saved for this device specifically on different versions of iOS. As you can see, I still have iOS 13 on there. Now, just because I have iOS 13 doesn't mean I can use FutureRestore to downgrade to those versions because, like I said, the SEP and the baseband have to be compatible, so that is not possible. But, different versions of iOS 14, I can jump around if I wanted to. So any blobs I have saved, I can technically, at this point, restore my iPhone to any of these versions of iOS 14, which is super freaking useful, like I said, especially when you're into jailbreaking. That's mainly what you want it for anyways. Now, make sure you're in the jailbroken state, of course, to use TSS Saver or to use system info in your settings. If you're not jailbroken, you can still save blobs. You need to use BlobSaver on your computer. So a computer is required if you don't have a jailbreak on your iPhone. So again, BlobSaver, link in the description on how to use that. Basically, I'll leave all the links of everything I just mentioned in the description. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this friendly reminder of saving blobs for 14.6. You only have about 7 more days and you won't be able to save them anymore. So save them right now. This has been Jeremy and I will catch you guys in the next one. Later.